Ladies and gentlemen, Rigathi Gachagua's fate is sealed. And the question is, who will William Ruto pick to replace Rigathi Gachagua after the impeachment? Of course, that replacement will have to come from the mountain. And today, Oscar Sudi was very clear. Let me read for you a post which Oscar Sudi made earlier in the day. Because Oscar Sudi is actually the mouthpiece of William Samoei Arap Ruto. Just like I keep on telling you, that anytime you want to get the thinking of Raila Odinga, just listen to what Junet Mohammed is saying. Anytime you want to listen to Musalia Mudavadi, just pay very close attention to what Agoi is saying. Anytime you want to listen to the thinking around Kalonzo, pay very close attention to Manzo. In this case, William Ruto spoke through Oscar Sudi. This is what Oscar Sudi posted. There's no doubt that Murima is at the core of this government. No one has an issue with the majority of leaders from the mountain, save for one ill-behaved character. Even his replacement will surely come from mountain. Sure bet. That is Oscar Sudi, confirming that William Ruto's plan after the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua is to get someone from the mountain. But who will that person be? Because in this video, I want to reveal to you guys why William Ruto will be forced to pick a running mate from the mountain. Let us look at some of the few names which are being mentioned as possible replacement for Rigathi Gachagua before we embark on why William Ruto must pick someone from the mountain. The first name which is coming up is that of Professor Kithure Kindiki. Professor Kithure Kindiki is the current Cabinet Secretary for Interior. If I were to advise Professor Kithure Kindiki, I would reject that offer unless the Ministry of Interior will be part of the package so that he becomes the Vice President or the Deputy President for that matter, and also the Cabinet Secretary for Interior. Without that, I can assure Kindiki will follow the same route of Rigathi Gachagua, because if Ruto followed it, Rigathi followed it, he's also going to follow it. The other person being mentioned is that of Anne Waiguru. I'm not so sure whether Anne Waiguru will agree to resign as the governor for Kirinyaga. But of course, if I were to advise Anne Waiguru, probably she can take up that role. Why? She doesn't need much in Kirinyaga, but if she were to become the deputy president, she'll get the opportunity to tour the country as a deputy president. Because one of the things which is very clear is that Anne Waiguru is positioning herself to become the next deputy president, even if Rigathi Gachagua is not removed. And of course, she's also planning to run for the presidency in 2032. So that would be a good point for her to begin. Because if she were to be picked, then I'm sure William Ruto is going to retain her beyond 2027. The other person being mentioned is that of is the name of Kimani Ichung'wah. I doubt if William Ruto might appoint him, but if you look at it critically, Kimani Ichung'wah has come out very strongly to be the face of the Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment, especially from the mountain. And William Ruto has really used him. And I doubt if Kimani Ichung'wah will be able to make serious political impact in the mountain in 2027. So which means if I were him, I'd pick that position if offered. And then Nyanguke nayo, then maybe 2027 will take care of itself. The other person is Ndindi Nyoro. Some people are arguing that William Ruto is trying to preserve the image of Ndindi Nyoro. And that's why during the finance bill, Ndindi Nyoro was never really thrown into the mud, despite the fact that he was the chair of the budget committee. And of course, currently, he's not one of the people who signed for the removal of Rigathi Gachagua. There are people who argue that all those are intended to shield him from being seen as the enemy of the mountain. But for me, I have a different reason. If you look at it critically, Ruto normally wants people who come out to support him publicly. Like, for example, if today I were to start supporting Ruto, the first thing he would do is to organize an event, and then I'll come to that event with the yellow UDA so that people can now know that I support UDA. That's when you can work with Ruto. But Ndindi Nyoro committed a mistake. He didn't sign this. So I'm sure his relationship with Ruto is going to go down. And again, if he aspire to be Mount Kenya kingpin, he should not take that role. Why? Because the mountain is in support of Rigathi Gachagua. So in this video, I want to reveal to you guys why William Ruto is keen on appointing the deputy president from the mountain. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But again, before I dive in, allow me to also take this opportunity to thank the following good people for the coffee which they sent to me earlier today. It goes a long way in supporting the channel. You can also do the same using the numbers you are seeing on your screen. A cup of coffee only goes for 200 shillings, but you can do more. Ladies and gentlemen, let us go straight to the point because time is not on our side. Number one, I tend to think that William Ruto is still keen on trying to appease the mountain. The mountain is very angry and the mountain is very bitter. But Ruto is still out to appease them. That you remove Rigathi Gachagua, appoint someone from the mountain. But if you were to ask me, even in that mountain, William Ruto is dividing it. And therefore, William Ruto is definitely going to pick someone from Mount Kenya East to consolidate that region, because we all know that West is already gone with Rigathi Gachagua. But he wants to still continue appeasing the mountain so that next time he goes to the mountain and Rigathi Gachagua is not the deputy president, he will go for the homecoming of the new deputy president. And of course, he will tell the people there that, you know, nothing much has been lost. Rigathi has gone. Now we have a new deputy president. So he wants to appease. Number two, I think the members of parliament from the mountain have also insisted to William Ruto that the next deputy president must come from the mountain. That one, I can guarantee you that they are piling a lot of pressure on Ruto. Because remember, for the members of parliament from the mountain, they're in a very big dilemma. If this impeachment will not go through, they are sure that their political careers are going to come to an end. Because Rigathi Gachagua is going to deal with them perpendicularly on the ground. Because so far, most of them can no longer even go to the ground. They are hiding somewhere in Nairobi. And of course, even if this impeachment process were to fail, again, they are still in problem because they're being viewed as betrayers. So for them to try and deal with that aspect, they must convince Ruto to appoint someone from the mountain, and then they now use that person to fight their political wars, especially against Rigathi Gachagua, who then shall be just an ordinary person. Ladies and gentlemen, number three, and of course, before I go into that number three, allow me to also take this opportunity to introduce you guys to LemFi. LemFi is a mobile money app for users in the UK, Canada, and the United States of America to send money back to Kenya. They offer the best exchange rates and the money will be delivered instantly into your M-Pesa account, Airtel Money account, and of course, if you want, directly into your bank account. You can use the link in the pinned comment to download the app. And if you use my code Lee, you'll automatically get 30%. 30%. Let me repeat. You'll get 30% cashback if you transact $100 and above. Ladies and gentlemen, the third reason in my view is the 2027 politics. Ruto is in a very big hole. Why? The mountain voted for Ruto to the man. That mountain is now drifting away from William Ruto. And they have the numbers. William Ruto is now banking on ODM support base. But again, that is not guaranteed. And just like Moses Kuria explained here. So I'm sure the politics, the game of numbers is really giving William Ruto serious political headache should the mountain decide to move away. So to try and balance it, William Ruto is saying, let us have the next deputy president from the mountain. Number 3 is the betrayal tag. You see, William Ruto accused Uhuru Kenyatta of betraying him. Removing Rigathi Gachagua would be worst betrayal. Would be worse. Because for Ruto to win the support of the mountain, he really needed the support of Rigathi Gachagua. And for Rigathi Gachagua to deliver, he had to really attack the Kenyatta family. He did all those, and then at the end of the day, 2 years later, he's being kicked out. William Ruto is going to be branded the betrayer. So to try and deal with it, get someone from the mountain. And lastly, I think they also want to try and deal with the aftermath of the impeachment, the rebellion which is expected to happen the moment Rigathi Gachagua is going to be impeached. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.